Hello guys, welcome back to the segment. I hope you're having a nice time. So we still have the recurring issue. That's the fact that we've not been able to get a new coach for the team, and this has been lingering for a while now, even up to this moment. And the latest update on this front is that the presidency, through a special task force, has now decided to ban or forbid NFF from making any move further to get a new coach. If you follow the channel, you know that in one of the previous videos, I obviously mentioned that the NFF were about to announce Tom Saintfeit as the new head coach of the team. That was last week, Wednesday. But, the presidency, through this task force that they created to observe what's going on around the team, actually decided to make that quick move to block that decision, that was going to be taken by the NFF. And the reason being that they vetted this man's credentials, vetted his results and everything, and they decided that this man is not the kind of man that they wanted for the team, because of the recent run of games, run of losses that he's had with the Philippines national team. So they decided that they were going to just pause the whole thing and possibly re-examine their options, their choices, and maybe pick someone who's obviously better. But from Tom Saintfeit's side, he is ready to become the Nigerian Super Eagles head coach. That's what sources close to him are actually saying, that he's not. He's actually embracing the possibility of becoming the new coach, and he's already preparing in his mind to quit the position with the Philippines national team. Of course, you know that he is currently a coach of the Philippines national team, but he's ready to resign from that position to take up the job. And again, the salary or the payments for him is not an issue. If you follow the channel, you know that I talked about one time that he debunked the reports that he was demanding $100K a month from the NFF. He said that he didn't say anything like that. His representative didn't say anything like that. So for Tom Saintfeit, money is not the problem, because he is obviously excited to actually handle a star-studded team like the Nigerian Super Eagles. He's really excited. He doesn't see money as something that is going to be a deal breaker, because he's willing to compromise and collect a really reasonable amount of money. But the real problem right now regarding the appointment of this man is the fact that the presidency has now intervened, prohibiting NFF from actually making that move. And this is why we may not see a new head coach being appointed anytime soon, until after the 2 games that we have in September. Tom Saintfeit is feeling a little bit disappointed, or is asking all the questions like, why is NFF not moving forward to actually finalize this deal? Because he has shown NFF green light that okay, wants to come around, is ready to quit the Philippines job and then come take over as the head coach of the Super Eagles. And so he's kind of waiting for NFF to give him that contract to sign. But the truth is, NFF are a bit powerless here, because once the presidency jumps in, there's nothing that they can do except wait and listen. And this ban from the presidency is reportedly indefinite, and they cannot act until the federal government actually gives them that liberty to start acting in that capacity again. So with this ban in place, the NFF will obviously not be able to do their job, that is appointing a new head coach. And if they cannot do that job, then obviously we are not going to see a new head coach appointed anytime soon. And this brings the topic of having an interim coach or caretaker coach ahead of these 2 games in September. And if you follow the channel, you know that I've obviously talked about 2 front runners right now for the interim managerial position. The first one is Osimhen Lookman, who's like by default supposed to be the person that's going to take up that role because of his position with the technical committee. He's actually their chairman. So in situations like this, he is by right or by responsibility of his office supposed to be the one that's going to take over as the caretaker coach. But because Nigerians, the football fans, football lovers, are not exactly happy with Eguavon's last stint with the national team, they are calling out for someone else to actually take that position. And the next person that has also been heavily linked to take charge of that position is Daniel Omokachi. But we'll see what happens. Definitely, they're going to have to announce this very soon. Hopefully before the weekend, because we are running out of time right now to actually have a head for the national team who's going to coordinate the team. Observe the selection and everything like that. As I mentioned, Eguavon and his team had obviously sent out call-ups to 35 players. So these 35 players are also currently being vetted now, because they are still going to need to cut these players down to final 23, 25-man list for that game in September. So whoever is going to be in charge as interim or as head coach is going to, or is supposed to be involved in the final trimming down of these players to get the final set of players that they are going to be invited to the camp. But moving over to the next gist, let me let you know that Chelsea are now increasingly being confident that they might actually sign Victor Osimhen, because of a number of green lights that have happened over the last couple of days. Of course, you do know that Chelsea had to pull out of the Samu Omardion's deal after some contractual differences occurred. And ever since then, they stated that they are now focusing on getting Osimhen as their primary transfer target, for the remainder of the transfer market. And the latest right now from Chelsea end is that the coaching staff are increasingly accepting the idea that the club is going to sign Victor Osimhen on a season-long loan with an option to make it permanent, which is an idea that they didn't subscribe to, previously, because they wanted a one-season loan kind of thing, and then after that, no obligation to buy. So Osimhen will just return back to the club. But right now, they are open to loan plus obligation to buy for Victor Osimhen, and then Lukaku is also going to head to Napoli's side. Napoli's deal with Chelsea for Victor Osimhen is definitely one of the most complicated deals this transfer window. And even though both teams have taken several days/weeks discussing about this deal, it's still not considered at this point as a deal that is, around even 85-90% done. It's still very, very complicated, and anything can still happen. Osimhen is not yet certain of joining Chelsea this season, and the deal can potentially break down at any point. We've seen that happen a number of times, especially with deals that Chelsea have involved themselves in. Conor Gallagher, Sam Omarion, and a good number of them. But we'll see what happens in the next coming hours regarding this deal. But moving on to the next gist and final gist for this update, let me let you know that Super Eagles talented attacking midfielder Osimhen Lookman has landed Poland ahead of their crunch fixture against Real Madrid in the Super Cup final. Of course, you know that game is going to be played later tonight. 8 p.m. is the time, and of course, Osimhen Lookman obviously fired up for that one. It's going to be a really interesting encounter for these two teams. So the man is in Warsaw and he's settling really well with his teammates, and they've even had a couple trainings ahead of that game. And there is nothing for me that's going to be more refreshing to see Osimhen Lookman actually winning this trophy, because if not for anything, it's going to draw him closer or place him closer to actually winning the African Best Player of the Year. But that is the update, guys. Thank you for watching this one. Don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the page, and stay tuned. More updates coming soon.